Okay, back to the video. So when I talk about thinking too big, what I really mean is that when you're starting out, there's usually a huge disconnect between people's taste and their abilities. Or to put it another way, you've got really high creative standards, but you haven't put in enough reps to be able to match that taste with your own work. That's why when you're in a bit of a funk and you can't seem to get started, you have to start small so you don't get paralyzed by the scope of what you're trying to do. Like if you know you have to get out and start shooting, but then you plan some sort of epic about, I don't know, a refugee crossing Africa towards Europe that will take a year to film, or maybe you want to make the definitive doc about the war in Ukraine because you really like 20 Days in Mariupol, you're setting yourself up for failure. I did the same thing. It's totally natural because when I started, I was really into the work of the war photographer James Noctway, and so I tried to figure out how I could do the same sorts of assignments he was doing, which was of course impossible because he had like 30 years more experience than me. And that led to this thought spiral of thinking that if I couldn't go to a distant war zone, then what was the point of actually doing anything? Now, there's nothing wrong with having good taste, and the further you go in your career, the more important your taste becomes. But when you're struggling to get initial momentum, this is absolutely the wrong approach. Either you won't be able to afford these big projects, or they'll be so logistically hard to work on regularly because they're happening far away, and that means you'll just end up doing nothing and then probably feeling bad about it.